Now, this ayah is talking about not shukr, it's talking about shirk. Two words, just a little bit changed. Shukr, you're grateful, in this case, grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And shirk, you're grateful, but you're grateful to others besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're actually associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're being grateful to the wrong person, to the wrong entity. This is shirk. And it's interesting because when you have conversations with atheists, they will tell you, yes, I don't believe in God, but I'm someone who's always grateful. And if God does exist, why would he punish me? I'm a nice person, I'm a good person. And the answer to these people first is that you are grateful, but you're grateful to the wrong person. You're not grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're grateful to yourself. You're grateful to society. You're grateful to whoever is helping you, but you're not grateful to the one who created you. This is a form of shirk. Even though you are an atheist, do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you are grateful to the wrong person. So here Luqman is not necessarily worried that his son is going to go in the afternoon, bring some idols and worship them besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's our attitude. Are we constantly grateful to the wrong people? Do we not believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Razzaq? He is the one who provides. And when we actually have rizq, we end up being grateful to the wrong people instead of being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So la tashrik billah. Do not associate any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this is an act of shirk. Be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shukr. And someone who's completely ungrateful, now that is kufr. All three words are associated with one another. Now, this is the advice that Luqman gave his son. But the next ayah, interesting, starts with وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ. That we ordered the human being to honor his own parents. This advice is not from Luqman to his son. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now interjecting, making that transition from the advice that Luqman gave his son, and now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has something to tell us now. Now learn from the advice that Luqman told his son, but let me tell you something else. You better honor your parents. وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهْدًا عَلَى وَهْنٍ وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ. His mother carried him, and that load got heavier and heavier when she was pregnant with him. And even after delivery, she had to feed him for 2 years from her own body. Be grateful for your mother. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is specifically highlighting the mother, even though the ayah talks about both parents. Because sometimes we forget what our mothers had to go through because we don't remember it. We just know that she had to carry me and she had to breastfeed me for 2 years. But none of us remember that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding you, be grateful to your mother. To be grateful for your father. And he ends with, أَنُشْكُرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيْكَ إِلَيَّ الْمَصِيرُ. Be grateful to me and to your parents. For to me is the ultimate return. Remember the advice from the previous ayah, Luqman to his son? To be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And do not have shirk. And do not be grateful to others. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is repeating this. Be grateful to me. But he's adding something to it. And be grateful to your parents. These two are also connected. Have you ever seen anyone who is grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and that person is ungrateful to his parents? You cannot come and tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, I am grateful to you, but I was always ungrateful to my parents. That can't happen. And one of the things that we always have to teach our children to be grateful, and especially be grateful to their parents, because if they mess that, then they're going to mess being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أنشكر لي ولوالديك وإلي المصير. But then there might be a conflict. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now telling me to be grateful to my parents, but what if my parents are now telling me to go against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What should I do? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the next ayah gives us the answer for this. وَإِن جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. Now, if your parents, I'm going to make an exception now. Remember, you always have to be grateful to your parents. But if they force you to associate any partners with me, then disobey them. Disobey them only on that matter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not telling us, now you have the green light to be us. Now you can go ahead and be ungrateful to your parents. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just now making an exception. The only one time you can openly disobey your parents is when they force you to associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says, وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفٍ. Even though they're telling you to go and associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's telling you, you need to befriend them and be nice to them and be kind to them. وَاتَّبِعْ سَبِيلَ مَنْ أَنَابَ إِلَيْهِ. And follow in the footsteps of people who will return to me, the righteous companions. ثُمَّ إِلَيَّ مَرْجِعُكُمْ فَأُنَبِّئُكُم بِمَا كُنتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. All of you will ultimately return to me. Then I will tell you what you did in this life. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came in and wanted to make sure to get to essentially add a commentary about the advice that Luqman gave to his son. يا بني لا تشرك بالله. Do not associate any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala added to that is also honor your parents. Now going back, the next ayah will go back to the advice from Luqman to his son. Again, the next ayah starts with Ya bunay. Oh my little boy. Oh my baby boy. Oh my little son, my beloved son. I have another advice for you. And in this advice, Luqman is trying to explain to his son how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will know all of your action and all of your secrets. And he says, إِن تَكُ مِثْقَالَ حَبَّةٍ مِّنْ خَرْدَلٍ فَتَكُنْ فِي صَخْرَةٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ أَوْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَأْتِ بِهَا اللَّهُ. Telling my son, know that even if something as tiny as a mustard seed deep inside a rock, be it in the heavens or the earth, Allah will bring it. See that small seed, that tiny seed that we barely see with our own eyes? Imagine that seed is inside a rock, a huge rock, a boulder. If I tell you, can you find that seed inside the rock? It's an impossible mission. Like, what do you mean? It's a huge rock. Even if you cut the rock in half, it could be in either half. You have to grind that huge rock, and then we get that dust, and now we have to look for that small tiny seed. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making that task even more difficult. Imagine that rock is anywhere on this planet or in the heavens. That huge rock, and that rock has a seed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can locate that small seed and bring it back. You think He can hide anything from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You think He can have any secrets from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will not be aware of? When He can find a small mustard seed in the middle of a rock that no one knows where it is, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. So Luqman is reminding his son, Inna Allah latifun khabir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is latif, sublime. He will know exactly how to find that rock. He doesn't have to go and break every rock. He will know exactly where to go. And Khabir, he is knowledgeable. He knows everything in this world. يعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور. He knows even that small glance that you do with your eyes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about it. And He knows what's inside your heart. So, and then the advice of Luqman continues. Now, Ya bunay, aqim as-salah. You better establish the salah. Observe the salah. Because if you are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're gonna show you're being grateful by praying. And salah will make you humble. Because you're going to prostrate in the ground. You're gonna have sujood and you're gonna learn humility. Aqim as-salah. Wa'mur bil ma'ruf. Wanha 'anil munkar. Now you need to stand up for justice and speak out. You need to tell people when they're doing wrong that they're doing wrong. And you need to tell people that to do the right thing. وَأْمُرْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَانْهَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. And if you stand up for justice, guess what's going to happen to you? There's a possibility that you will get into trouble. People will start attacking you. Why are you speaking? So he reminds his son again, yes, that might happen. وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَكَ. Now be patient for whatever affliction that comes to you. إِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. That this is the most honorable trait. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم توبوا إلى الله. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أما بعد. Again, the khutbah today is focused on the advice that Luqman gave to his son. And how Luqman, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave wisdom, He ordered him to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in return, Luqman went to advise his son not to have shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah reminds us, in addition to that we should also be grateful and honor our parents. And Luqman continues and advises his son to pray, to stand up for justice, to be patient, and remind us, all of these connected, that if you are grateful, if someone who is grateful, especially to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it becomes easier to have sabr, to be patient. Because when an affliction comes at you, guess what? You are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will be reminded of all of the good things that you have in your life. And that will help you deal with whatever hardship that you're dealing with. That will help you actually have patience. And if you do not have patience, that means you are ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you are ungrateful, it's very difficult to have patience. They're all connected. And then another connection about gratitude and having shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that it brings humility in your heart, because you are now grateful to someone else. You're not just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because of that, the advice of Luqman continues. And he tells his son, وَلَا تُصَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. Do not treat the people arrogantly. Literally telling him, don't even move your cheeks in a way that people will take it that you're being arrogant. Not even though Luqman is not even telling his son, don't speak arrogantly. No, don't even make motions with your head or your hands or your body that shows that you're acting arrogantly. وَلَا تُصَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ وَلَا تَمْشِي فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. Do not walk on the earth, all boosting yourself and acting arrogantly. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like people who are arrogant, people who are show-offs. And the word mukhtal shares the same root as the word khayl, horse. And also shares the same root with the word khayal, imagination. And mukhtal If you understand the word in context with these two words, it actually means someone who act in their mind, they're just having this imaginative figure in their head that they're on this high horse, all powerful horse, and they're treating people accordingly. There's an English saying that when someone acts arrogantly, they tell them, you need to come off your high horse. This is kind of like that. Mukhtal, who is just arrogant. And fakhur, people who are show-offs, the word fakhur actually is used for camels that are bloated. When you see the camel, like, oh man, this is a good camel, it has a lot of meat. You open it, there's nothing in it, it's just all air. It's a jamal and fakhur. It's just it's full of air. It's nothing. And fukhar, it means ceramics, something that might look nice, but if you drop it, it breaks. So these people who are fakhur, they're show-offs. In fact, they're full of nothing. There's nothing in there. Do not be fakhur. Waqsid fi mashik. His advice continues. When you walk humbly. But waqsid, balance yourself. No, do not walk as if you're gonna die and tell people, I'm just humble, you know. No, aqsid fi mashik. Do not walk arrogantly, and do not walk like you're about to die. Waghdud min sawtak. Do not speak loudly. And that especially when you're in a debate, when you're in a discussion with people, do not act so arrogantly that you're now using your loud voice. Inna ankar al-aswat ila sawt al-hamir. Do not be like a donkey who is just yelling for no reason. And the word usually used for al-hamir or himar in almost all cultures is associated with people who are stupid. Like he's as stupid as a donkey, right? That donkey is always associated with stupidity. So people who act arrogantly and speak and yell in their debates, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, you're just stupid. Don't act that way. And Allah in another ayah, again mentioning the himar, the donkey, كَمَثَلِ الْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلْ أَسْفَارًا. Do not act like, you might think that you have the knowledge. You might be the well-read. You've read every book about Islam, but you act arrogantly. Then you've learned there's nothing internalized. You've learned nothing. You might have the knowledge, you have the books, but you're not following it. So this is the advice of Luqman. And this is to take it home. This is how we should be treating our children. Remember, Ya Bunay, when we give them advice, do not be too harsh on them. Deal with them as if you're still, even if your son is 20 years old, call him Ya Bunay, my little boy. Let me give you a piece of advice. With this, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to soften our hearts. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us give da'wah to others, especially to our own children. Allahumma atina fi dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhab an-nar. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ridaka wal jannah wa na'udhu bika min sakhatika wan nar. Wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa aqim as-salam.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استقيموا يرحمكم الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just a reminder on your way out, please don't forget your message from your donation. Jazakallah khairan. Tonight, inshallah, at 7 o'clock, we have a da'wah workshop with Brother Melvin Sutton between 7 and 9. So we encourage everyone to attend, inshallah. And the refreshments will be served tonight, inshallah. Also, another reminder about the Muslim Fest that's going to take place on Sunday, September 3rd at CHA Cambridge Health Alliance, 195 Canal Street. So we have a lot of performers, Arabic and English, inshallah. We have Yahya Hawa, Ismail Khalil. We have spoken words, poetry, and storytelling, inshallah, and dabka. And we are looking for food vendors and bazaar vendors. So please, if you know somebody or you are interested, go to our website, nemuslimfestival.org, inshallah, and register. Jazakumullah khairan wa barakallahu feekum.